Welcome back to Ridezone Bikes. Today we're diving into one of the most enduring and iconic machines in the adventure and dual sport world, the 2025 Kawasaki KLR 650, a bike that has carried its reputation for toughness and simplicity across decades of exploration, global travel, and local commuting. The KLR name has been around since 1987. Earning a cult-like following among riders who wanted one motorcycle that could do almost anything without breaking the bank or being overloaded with fragile electronics, and the 2025 version continues this lineage by blending tried-and-true design with modern refinements that make it relevant for today's riders. At its heart sits the same dependable 652cc liquid-cooled, DOC single-cylinder engine, now with fuel injection that delivers smooth, reliable power whether you're navigating city streets, blasting down the highway, or crawling along a dusty back road. The KLR has never been about high horsepower numbers or blistering speed. It's about torque where you need it, ease of use, and confidence that the bike will get you from point A to point B no matter what terrain lies in between. For 2025, Kawasaki is offering several versions to fit different rider needs. The standard KLR 650, which comes with or without ABS, the KLR 650S, which lowers the seat height by over 2 inches to around 32.1 inches, making the bike far more approachable for shorter riders or those who want a more grounded feel, and the KLR 650 Adventure ABS, which comes loaded with factory accessories like side cases, fog lamps, crash protection, auxiliary outlets, and more, all aimed at riders planning serious long-haul touring. Performance-wise, the KLR 650 has always prioritized balance and versatility rather than razor-sharp specialization, and that remains true here. The single-cylinder thumper puts out a steady stream of torque that feels relaxed at highway cruising speeds while still offering enough grunt to handle gravel roads, light trails, or loaded touring duties. With a generous 6.1-gallon fuel tank, the range is impressive, allowing riders to cover well over 250 miles between fill-ups, a key feature for adventurers heading into remote areas where gas stations are few and far between. Suspension duties are handled by a 41mm telescopic front fork and a unitrack rear shock with adjustable preload and rebound damping, striking a balance between comfort and control on mixed terrain. While braking comes courtesy of a 300mm front disc with a dual-piston caliper and a 240mm rear disc, both of which are available with ABS for added security. The frame remains a strong semi-double cradle design that has proven itself over decades of abuse, giving the KLR the toughness it is famous for. In terms of design, the 2025 bike keeps its rugged, utilitarian look that KLR fans love, with spoked wheels sized at 21 inches in the front and 17 in the rear, an upright riding position, wide handlebars, forward-set footpegs, and an adjustable windscreen that adds practical wind protection on longer rides. The digital instrument panel provides clear ride data in a compact, modern format, and vibration damping mounts on the handlebars and footpegs help reduce fatigue on extended trips. The Adventure ABS trim goes a step further in design by including factory panniers that use Kawasaki's One Key system, fog lights to cut through bad weather or late-night conditions, crash bars and frame sliders for protection, and even a tank pad, making it nearly turnkey ready for cross-country exploration the day you pick it up from the dealer. Price is another major factor in the KLR's continued success. For 2025, the standard model without ABS comes in around $6,899. The ABS-equipped standard model is about $7,199. The lower C-Test version slots in at a similar range, and the fully loaded Adventure ABS trim tops out at about $8,199 depending on color and dealer fees. This puts the KLR significantly below most competitors in the adventure market, where bikes like the Honda Transalp 750 or Suzuki V-Strom 650 XD Adventure hover closer to the $10,000 to $11,000 mark, and where high-end options from KTM or BMW can easily run into the mid-teens. That affordability makes the KLR not just approachable for new riders, but also attractive to experienced riders who want a machine they don't have to baby. A bike they can thrash, crash, fix with basic tools, and still depend on to carry them across continents. Unique selling points of the 2025 model revolve around its legendary reliability, ease of ownership, and versatility. Unlike many modern adventure bikes that load up on electronics, ride modes, traction control systems, and TFT screens, the KLR keeps things simple, leaning on mechanical honesty and proven engineering rather than complexity. That makes it easier to service in your own garage or even in the field if you're traveling somewhere remote. Its huge aftermarket support also means you can personalize the bike however you want, from bigger windscreens and suspension upgrades to luggage systems and off-road protection. And there are decades of knowledge and experience shared among KLR riders online and in communities worldwide. Comfort is another strength, as the roomy ergonomics and big tank lend themselves to long-distance touring, while the suspension setup is forgiving enough for day-to-day commuting and weekend trail fun. Kawasaki's decision to release an S version with a lowered seat height is also a big plus, since one of the biggest barriers to adventure bikes in general has been tall seat heights that intimidate many riders, and now the KLR can welcome even more people into its world. Ultimately, what makes the 2025 Kawasaki KLR 650 special is that it embodies the spirit of adventure riding in its purest form: affordable, rugged, approachable, and endlessly adaptable. It's the motorcycle you can trust when you don't want to worry about the latest tech failing, when you want something that just works, and when you want a tool that feels like an old friend ready for anything. So whether you're gearing up for local commuting, multi-state touring, or even global adventures across deserts and mountains, the 2025 KLR 650 continues to stand tall as one of the most practical and beloved adventure bikes out there. At Ridezone Bikes, we think it's hard to argue with the value, capability, and legendary reputation of this machine, and if you've been waiting for a bike that can do it all without emptying your wallet, the 2025 KLR 650 might just be the best companion you could ask for.